Hi, Future Chris here. So this is like an interim video to like extra to our weekly vlogs. So this video is Kelly and I discussing our 2022 trip before we actually went. Now we weren't sure whether we're going to put this video out or not because it's a lot of talking, which could be boring. But if you're interested in knowing about our cancelled trips and things due to COVID that led up to our 2022 trip, things like where we're going to stay, the parks we're going to visit, and activities and that kind of thing. This video talks all about that. So hopefully it's not too boring and you enjoy this. If you like, subscribe and keep up to date with our regular weekly vlogs, kind of each day in the parks.
Hi everyone, welcome back. It's been a long time. I think it's been about 3-4 years since you last saw us on YouTube. We are back. Some announcement news. We have a new trip to Florida happening in February and March.
So we started off with a cancelled trip in May 2020, just like everybody else did. We had planned 19 nights to stay at Port Orleans Riverside at Disney. We had the free quick service dining plan, all absolutely amazing. We were so looking forward to it. Obviously, like everybody else, it got cancelled literally 3 days before we were due to fly. We did already have another trip planned for December 2020 and January 21, didn't we? For over New Year, which we had planned to do no Disney because we knew that we were doing the Disney earlier in the year.
That was a shorter trip, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was like the offer we had, wasn't it, I think?
Yeah.
A good deal, yeah.
So we had an amazing deal with BA for a fly dry for 12 nights for about £1,200 for the 5 of us, which was just absolutely amazing. We booked a villa in Emerald Island, which again we thought was lovely, would be perfect for us. And again, this one was cancelled. So then we rearranged for June 21, was it?
I'm totally lost off.
I think it was June 21.
COVID times.
And that was cancelled as well, as everybody else's was. So we just bit the bullet and we knew that we didn't have many more dates that we could choose from because Caitlin will be going into year 11 and starting her GCSEs in September this year. So we decided to go for February 2022. Half thinking it would happen, but also half thinking that it wouldn't happen.
You were more kind of sceptical than me, I think, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. Yeah. Yeah, I really didn't expect it to happen at all. But here we are now, and it looks like we're 5 weeks away, and it's going to actually go ahead now.
It's only really recently though that we've kind of committed to knowing that it's definitely going ahead.
Yeah, kind of like accepted
it.
it.
It's only this week we've kind of got like suitcases down, haven't we?
Yeah. And
start thinking about packing and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we kind of going for it now.
Yeah. So we have 21 nights in Orlando. So we have 4 nights at the Holiday Inn in Lake Beuna Vista, isn't it?
Yep.
And then
that's because we had a date, other nights on, didn't we? And the villa wasn't available.
Yeah, the villa was. We originally had 2 weeks with the villa, and when we tried to extend it to obviously 21 nights, they couldn't do that. They could only do 17. So we have 4 nights at the Holiday Inn Lake Beuna Vista, and then we have 17 nights in the villa in Emerald Island, which is from our December 2020 trip. So we have a lot of firsts as well this trip. We are actually flying from Heathrow. So
quite nerve-wracking.
A bit, yeah.
biggest airport.
But also we're not driving. We're just getting the train. So we'll have to pick the kids up from school, head straight to the train station, and it should take us about 4 to 5 hours to get from home down to actually to Heathrow Airport. We're hoping to do the twilight check-in with BA and then head to our hotel, which is the Premier Inn on Bath Road, but it's actually Terminal 2. When we originally booked, we didn't know what terminal we were flying from, so we just booked that one because it was a cheap price. Obviously we've got 2 rooms because there's 5 of us, and we included breakfast, but as it happens, obviously we're flying from Terminal 5, so it's not too much of a problem. There's a free bus from the airport that will take us to the hotel, and again we can get that free bus outside the hotel the next day to get back to the airport. So don't think there's much else. In the trip, actually, we have got, as much as we've got 3 weeks, we have got a lot of things planned as well. So we've got, what was it you wanted to do? Was it Wild Florida?
Yeah, I think it's there's so like an airboat ride, but I was wanting to do that. There's obviously a few companies that are doing. I think it is Wild Florida, the company that we've booked with. So we've got that booked. That's kind of early in the morning for when the animals, the alligators, should be more active. So hopefully we enjoy that.
Then we have obviously our 2 weeks at Disney, which we've spread over obviously the holiday to get as much as we can, because with the tickets now, you don't just get 14-day tickets now. You have to state the day that you want your tickets to start, and then you have 18 days to use those 14 days, which for us works much better because we always try and break our trip up by doing a Universal stay as well, and then basically that's 2 dead days that you can't use for Disney. So we've done that again. We also have a 1-night stay at the Royal Pacific at Universal again, make use of the express passes. We're doing Discovery Cove, SeaWorld and Busch Gardens. And whilst we're there, we also have Thomas's birthday, Chris's birthday and my birthday. So we'll be doing a few little special things on those days as well, to celebrate. So yeah, that's the announcement.
Universal pass, so didn't the annual pass. We obviously were going to lose kind of like the year of the pass, weren't we?
I renewed it in February 2020.
But it's the best thing about it is that it doesn't activate until the first day we use it, is that right?
Yeah, so I contacted Universal and they said that when we return, all we needed to do was give them this code and then we'd get our full yearly pass again.
From the day we
because
do
obviously
that,
we hadn't used it and we weren't actually able to use it either, which was very, very
really
generous.
good, isn't it? Yeah, it's really good. So
to be fair, a lot of the things that were cancelled, we got refunds, no problem.
Yeah, we haven't really lost out massively,
Not at all.
have we?
They were all really, really good about things.
Just can't be with how many times had it changed? 2 times, 3 times?
2 or 3 times, because we actually, when we changed it the first time, obviously when we first booked it, it was 12 nights. But then when our May 2020 trip was cancelled, we actually phoned up to extend it. So we were doing 23 nights over Christmas and New Year rather than just New Year. But obviously again that ended up being cancelled. But we changed a lot with BA, didn't we?
Yeah.
But again, they were brilliant. They were money back and
she had like a voucher in the end, didn't we? They couldn't do the price wasn't the same that you were coming out online or something, wasn't it? So in the end we ended up finally for this trip we had to do a cancellation, didn't we, and get a voucher.
Yeah. And
then rebook with the voucher for the trip we're doing. So so we're really excited, aren't we?
I think I would say we're more excited than the kids, but Noah is so excited.
Yeah,
he's really excited.
Yeah.
Obviously he understands that he needs to wear a mask on the plane and he needs to wear a mask indoors in certain places. He's been practicing, he's been taking it to school, he's been wearing it at school. He's doing absolutely amazing and he's so excited to go back because he's now big enough to do pretty much, I think he can do most of the
big rides now
in Disney.
Yeah. He's such a thrill seeker, isn't he? He loves them.
Really, really is. He has my nerves on edge. But he loves all the big rides. So he can do Rock and Roller Coaster. He could do Expedition Everest, but obviously that's closed while we're there, which we're a bit upset about. But it is what we did.
Never done Blizzard Beach. It was closed last time we were there, wasn't it? Typhoon Lagoon was open instead. And when we were first going here, wasn't Blizzard Beach the one that's going to be open? But then they've swapped it. So Blizzard Beach is going to be closed again. It'll be Typhoon Lagoon again this time. But yeah, Noah is, he can't wait. He wants to go upside down again, doesn't he? There's a ride, and I can't remember what it is without looking it up. It's a scorpion in Busch Gardens that goes upside down. He just can't wait to do that again. That's his favourite ride, I think, isn't it? But what's your favourite? Well, kind of what's the most thing you're looking forward to, I think?
I think for me it's just just being back in
Everything.
Orlando again. Yeah, just being able to
Yeah.
see the castle, just the atmosphere in Disney, seeing the kids' faces on the rides and in the shows, and just to have that family time. I know we've had a lot of family time over the last 2 years, but it's not the same as not having to work or not having to do schoolwork and things.
It's not dedicated time, is it?
Yeah,
it's
it's completely different.
You drop in and out all the time, don't you?
Yeah, it's just to see everyone's faces and just be
Everything.
happy and just have a chill out. And obviously having the villa as well, that also means we've got our own pool and we can have a lot more of a chill out time
we
as well.
wanted to try, and obviously when you go to Disney and you know, it's flat out, isn't it? You could make it not flat out, but then when you kind of paying all that money and you got like a 2-week ticket, 4-day ticket, you don't want to kind of not have a day when you've got the ticket that you could go in. So we kind of wanted to go for longer, and also a villa where you got more space, your own pool, you can just chill and relax more, hopefully. A bit like being at home, come in, just chill out on the couch.
Yeah.
Instead of like in a cramped hotel
and the thing
room
is as
kind
well,
of thing,
like the kids are getting older. Like Caitlin will be 15 when we go, Thomas turns 13 when we're there, and Noah's 8, nearly 9. So they are getting a lot bigger now, and they kind of need their own space, and especially
Noah. Their own
Noah.
bedroom, hasn't he? It's just like being at home.
Yeah.
In the villa. Yeah.
Yeah. So and Noah does need that extra space sometimes. Just when things are a bit too much for him, and he just needs to kind of calm down or whatever, he can just take himself off to his room in the villa, and that could be his safe space sort of thing, kind of like home. But all 5 of us being cramped up in one little hotel room with a pull-down bed,
it can be difficult,
for 3 weeks.
And you have less space when you've got the pull-down bed as well, haven't you?
Yeah,
so,
it just really wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So,
didn't we look to do kind of some Disney stay as well?
Yeah.
But with all the, you're better talking about it than me, because I know you kind of arrange it more. But there's so many changes and taking a lot of perks away.
yeah, so obviously
really worth
I think
it, is
most
it?
people will probably already know, but with Disney you used to get the free shuttle service from the airport, the Magical Express. That's no longer there, which to us it probably wouldn't have made a difference anyway, because we do have a car. But obviously it's a bit like, oh really? They've cut magic hours, so now you only get half an hour rather than an hour. Obviously they've cut fast passes and now brought in Genie Plus. We aren't looking into Genie Plus at all. For us, family of 5, it's just not feasible at all. It's going to be very expensive. Obviously the thing is as well, we don't know how Noah's going to cope each day, so we have to be quite flexible in changing our plans, and if things are too much for him we need to leave. So paying for Genie Plus for the day, if we're only going to be there for a couple of hours because he can't cope, it's not worth it for us. Obviously we will get the DAS pass. I haven't fully looked into that just yet, but from what I understand, you can pre-book 2 rides per day. Then once you've used a ride, you can then book the next ride, and obviously that goes based on the current wait times. So say it's an hour and a half for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, it won't be for another hour and a half that you can then go back and then do the ride, which is absolutely fine for us, because having no in confined spaces in a queue, it just doesn't, you can't cope with it. So it would be much easier for us to be sat on a bench somewhere, being able to have a drink or something to eat, or just having a walk around and taking in the scenery and things, rather than just sat in a queue, all kind of claustrophobic for him. So there's that, and then the parking as well. You used to get free parking when you stayed on site at Disney, which obviously $25 a day, it is a lot of money, and it does add up over a 2 to 3 week stay.
That's the parking at the hotels.
That's the parking at the hotels now.
Not the park, the hotels you mean, don't you?
Yeah, you now need to pay at the hotels
as well.
Like obviously you would pay at the park, but
it just all kind of adds up, and you pay a premium for staying at Disney, don't you? Which is not bad so much when you had all those perks, because you got things for it as opposed to staying elsewhere. But now you feel like you're paying a premium for Disney still, but you're not really getting any extra as such.
Yeah,
for it. I mean, all the hotels are gorgeous, aren't they, to be fair? But
yeah, and it is nice being in that Disney bubble. And to be honest, I have actually, I don't think I've told you, but I have looked at doing like a 1 night stay at Disney. And again, I just think that the prices are just, I know it's the 50th, so it is expensive, but it's very expensive at the moment, and I just think it's just not worth it for what it is.
It might,
which is really sad. It might come down after the 50th anniversary. So that's our trip, 21 nights. We're going over in February, flying with BA from Heathrow. First time at Heathrow, first time with BA. So yeah, we're just really excited. Can't wait to go.
Watch this space.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we will catch you next time.